Your local states are coming after Social Security this year, and you need to know so that you can do something about it. Today, we have about 11 different states coming after our Social Security recipients as if they need anything else to go wrong this year. These particular states are wanting to tax the benefits that our Social Security recipients receive on a monthly basis, even though they are already not receiving that much as it is. Yes, guys, we have it right here on the screen. It says that these particular states are wanting to cut off your Social Security check. And the biggest question is, do you live in one of these particular states? It is about 11 states, guys, so let's go over those real quick. It says that just because you paid a payroll tax during your working years to fund Social Security doesn't mean that you're done once you retire. And that is so true, guys. A lot of Americans believe that. We've been told guys. We've been told that you put money in here, you're going to receive this every single month for the rest of your life after you retire once you put in years of service in this country. But it doesn't stop there, guys. The one thing that they forgot to mention is that some people, depending on what state you live in, your money might actually be taxed, which means that you're going to get taxed twice on your money. Yes, guys, it says it right here that just because you paid a payroll tax during your working years to fund Social Security doesn't mean that you're done once you retire. And retirees may now know that they will pay federal taxes on their Social Security benefits if their total income exceeds certain amounts. But few of them may realize that some states also will try to take a cut as well of your money, of your benefits. Yes, Social Security benefits include monthly retirement, survivor benefits, and disability benefits. But the good news is for a few people than a dozen states tax Social Security benefits. So chances are good you won't get hit. While each state has different rules on what and how they will tax your Social Security money or your benefits, age and income usually determines if you will have to pay. Now, it's best to check with your state's rules, but here are some general guidelines on what you can expect on this information. Now, particularly, guys, here are the 11 states right here, and it says that which states tax Social Security benefits. And yes, guys, these are the particular states: Colorado, Connecticut, Kansas, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, New Mexico, Rhode Island, Utah, and Vermont. Those are the 11 states that are coming after our Social Security recipients, and they are trying to get a little bit more money from their benefits. This is insane, guys. But anyways, if you live in those particular states, you might want to be mindful of this information, especially whether you are retired right now or if you are thinking about retiring, you either in 62 or either 65, you need to know this information because they could change when you actually file for your retirement, determining whether or not they're going to tax you even more on the benefits that you are going to receive. That could lower the amount of money that you get on your Social Security check every single month. But anyways, it says that there are some gray areas that could make this list slightly shorter or even longer. Though technically some states like New Mexico tax Social Security, most residents won't be paying the tax. In 2022, Social Security income in that state is fully deductible for residents with adjusted gross income below $100,000 for an individual and $150,000 for a couple filing jointly. And then in West Virginia, which we didn't include on the list, but technically could have been taxed as well. The tax was phased out, which last year being the first year without it for residents with adjusted gross income below $50,000 a year for single taxpayers and $100,000 per year for couples who file jointly. Now, it says right here that how are the states taxing Social Security is the biggest question that American people want to know. Well, methods vary very widely, so check your state laws because it varies depending on your particular state, but these are some of the general ways that states will tax your Social Security. Number one is by your age. For example, Coloradians under 65 may owe taxes on Social Security benefits, but older people generally do not owe taxes. And then also number two, income based. And for example, Missouri taxes Social Security benefits only if your income tops $85,000 per year or $100,000 for married couples. And New Mexico only with an income above $100,000 for married couples filing jointly surviving spouses and heads of households with more than $150,000 and to married couples filing separately with more than $75,000 in income. And then the third way is taxable income includes Social Security benefits. For Minnesota and Utah, they follow federal rules to determine how much Social Security income is actually taxable, and none for people with incomes below $25,000 for single filers and $32,000 for couples filing jointly, and up to 85% at higher income levels, even though others either a deduction or a credit to help offset the money just a little bit. So anyways, guys, those are just a few general ways that these particular states are finding a way to tax and come after your Social Security benefits. And yes, guys, this is very frightening to hear about. I'm sure a lot of Americans don't even know that their local state is actually taking additional money in taxes from their Social Security check that pretty much comes every single month, that our Social Security recipients depend on every single month, guys, just to put food on their table, just to put gas in their tanks, and just to keep paying their electric bill every single month, as well as, don't forget, their monthly medications just to stay alive. So anyways, guys, I wanted to at least let you guys know about this. There is more to this particular article, and I definitely want to put a link to this article down below in the description so that you can read it all for yourself, because I know I was reading it just a little bit fast, but you can check out that link down below in the description, guys, if you choose to. But anyways, guys, the good news is that President Biden is now vowing to protect Social Security and Medicare. And yes, guys, he said this in a speech earlier this week in which he unveiled a new budget plan that is pretty much an amazing plan, guys. For number one, it is amazing because he wants to protect our Social Security recipients. Number two, because he wants to protect our Medicare recipients. And number three, he is planning on cutting the deficit down by $3 trillion. Now, of course, this particular budget plan does have to go through a few fact checks just to find out that this is actually true, that it would cut the deficit by $3 trillion. So we are still waiting on that information to be released. But so far, in regards to what was released to the public in the news earlier this week, it does look like that President Biden said that the only two things that he wants to accomplish before he leaves office is to have Social Security reform, in which he wants to protect the program. He does not want the solvency to hit in the year of 2032, in which he is now vowing to protect Social Security and Medicare, in which we already have two new bills on the table right now that are perceived to be great bills. The Social Security Expansion Act was introduced by Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, which is definitely going to tax those individuals that make more than $250,000 per year. And then President Biden unveiled a new Medicare plan that is going to tax those individuals who make more than $400,000 per year. And yes, guys, this is pretty much going to make Medicare insolvency increase it by another 20 years. And then the Social Security Expansion Act that was introduced by Bernie Sanders, that would increase the money in the trust fund to allow it to stay open an additional 75 years. So again, guys, the only thing that we are waiting on right now is for President Biden to go ahead and admit that Bernie Sanders' plan that is on the table right now is a great plan, and he will go ahead and endorse that plan so that lawmakers can go ahead and hash it out, negotiations and things like that, to get this bill signed into legislation. So anyways, guys, like I said, those are the two major bills that is on the table right now. They do look very promising, although we do need both of them to be endorsed by President Biden and the Biden administration, and as well as lawmakers on Capitol Hill. So anyways, guys, that is definitely some positive news in the right direction. And anyways, guys, we also have a little side note, which is coming from our old friend, Senator Joe Manchin. And yes, guys, he was recently asked by some reporters in regards to saving Social Security and Medicare, in which he kind of hesitated to talk about it. And as we all know, he doesn't necessarily feel comfortable about these entitlement programs. He has actually called for these programs to go ahead and die altogether. And that is why the reporters are asking him, how do you feel about these new plans introduced by President Biden and Bernie Sanders? How do you feel about these particular programs? Well, his response in Joe Manchin's fashion was he believes that there is a better plan out there. He basically was kind of vague on his response, but he did go ahead and emphasize that he's not going to discuss cutting Social Security and Medicare, but he did suggest that Congress may have to look at whether there is a better program that is available out there to use to make the benefits sustainable for the future generations. So anyways, guys, like I said, he was very vague about this, but we do know how he talked about these particular programs, and he wants to cut those programs altogether because he said that we need to cut spending for the government in order for it to run, and this is the first programs that we need to look towards cutting those because we would save billions and billions of dollars every single year. And now that it looks like the GOP is actually supporting the savior of Social Security and Medicare, it looks like Joe Manchin is kind of staying away from that particular topic. So anyways, guys, we will continue to follow him and see how he continues to flip-flop over the next few weeks or next few months or so, and I will keep you guys posted as usual. But like I said, the good news is that Medicare, Social Security looks like they are going to be saved. Hopefully, guys, we can get this thing done sometime this year. But anyways, guys, I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. But feel free to check out some of the items down below in the description. It is a few ways for you to be able to support this channel, as well as some opportunities for you to receive things like 12 free stocks from Webull, or you can also receive the Amazon Prime membership for free for 30 days. But if you are interested, be sure to check out those links down below. But anyways, if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like today's video, then go ahead and hit the like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.